Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to a game that I haven't played in like 2 weeks, or at least it feels like it's been 2 weeks. I couldn't really say for sure how long it has been, because I am customarily unprepared for this, or unprepared in the sense that, you know, I haven't actually confirmed how many days or weeks it's been since I last recorded, but I never do, so, yeah. Anyway, I wasn't 100% wanting to play this game today. I was going to record today, I just wasn't necessarily wanting to play Generations Ultimate or Monster Hunter in general, but I came to the realization when I considered what I should play that I haven't really done Monster Hunter on the channel for at least a week, so I thought that it was about time that I went and did that. Of course, I don't dislike playing the game, so I haven't gone and forced myself to play something I really didn't want to play. I guess I did phrase it in that this wasn't what I wanted to play, but it's not necessarily something that I'm going to not enjoy. But anyway, I'm just going to refresh my Twitch playback and all that business, and then I can get the chat up and all of that. You know what goes into the preparation of these recordings. At the very least, you know about as much as what I tell you, which is maybe about a quarter of the story. But, yeah, there's a little bit that goes into all this, but I tend to be quite vocal about the intricacies of the process as well. Like, if things go wrong, I tell you why they've gone wrong. I tell you what's gone wrong, and I tell you why, and I tell you, you know, I give you an idea as to the greater meaning of it. Meanwhile, you guys are sitting there going, oh, I really don't care, Doomlink, I just want to sit here and watch you play a video game. Or perhaps you're not like that, but I would imagine that you're like that. Anyway, I've got my companion, I suppose you'd say, Paddy. Even though, there you go, I'm trying to get it so that the chroma key isn't taking all of the colour out of the label. Not that there's much colour to be taken out, but the point is that, you know, the chroma key's trying to do work on it. So it's mostly a white label though. But yeah, even having said that, it's backwards, so who cares? Because when I'm on the left side of the screen, it means that my image is mirrored, or flipped, depending on how you want to refer to that. Let's go and find something to do. I've got no idea if anyone's going to be here to watch me, because I'm streaming well outside of my usual time, and that's not the first time I've said that. Not this recording, but just generally speaking, yes. I feel like some of my more recent recordings have been done at a weird time, so yeah, that's basically what I meant when I said that it's not the first time I've said that. I don't want you to think you're going senile and think that I did say it previously and you somehow have forgotten. Maybe you missed it anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. Sorcia Mizutsuneshu. Unfortunately, the guy didn't want to wait for me, but I understand. He could have been there for a long time for all I know. Could have been there for 30 minutes and no one joined him, and here I was ready to join him in the final hour. And unfortunately, just, or at the last minute we could say. And unfortunately he wasn't waiting any longer, he was done. He was ready to move on to something else. No turn, no gain. I guess that's one way of saying, if you don't want to do turns, you're not going to do anything, because you're going to be booted out of the room. Because gain in this sense would be, or in this case, would be doing your own quest. And the point is that if you don't want to take turns, you're not going to be doing your own quests. So, I mean, that's how I interpret that. It's not how I would name a room personally, but whatever. How about Bloodbath? I really don't have an abundance of choice here. I mean, seriously, everything that I've either selected or decided upon, selected as in opening it like this, and then decided upon as in pressing A second time, thanks for the translation, Doomlink, all of them so far haven't worked out. I don't want to do Silver Loss, thank you very much, or Silos, whatever people want to call it. Silver Rathalos is my general preference, because I like to actually speak English, as opposed to half speak it. Turnos, well, that's not even English, so can't. I swear to God I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. Well, it might be an off period, N10. It's usually not this bad. I mean, usually there's more rooms than this when I come on. But that's usually at a very different time to this, which is why it's not looking too good right now. Shobits, or Chobits, I don't really know how you would pronounce it, but that's a show. And Chobits, I need to familiarize myself with that. What's Chobits again? It's been a long time since I've seen that. Chobits. Give me a moment. I need to have a look at this. Chobits. Yeah, I knew it was a bit older. 2002. I think I might have watched a little bit of it back when I was first getting into anime. About 15 years ago. But, didn't end up watching, like, the full thing. I guess you'd say Chobits. I never liked saying Chobits because it was a bit awkward, a bit too rough. I always read it as Chobits. The general rule in English is that if it's too rough sounding, it's probably the smoother version. But this isn't English, you know, this is Japanese, but maybe with a weird twist to it. I don't know. Why am I focusing on that? I've got no idea. Ignore me. I don't want to do any of this. This is the first time I've been placed in such a vexatious position in that I can't even decide on any of these rooms, really. I don't want to do that. I'm being pretty open right now. I might not look it, but I'm being pretty damn open. I mean, for instance, I was willing to join Solcia Mizutsune. I don't want to fight him, but that seemed to be my best option at the time, and unfortunately that fell through. Anyway. What hunt am I looking for? Any hunt. No specific hunt. The guy left. Oh my god. I'm telling you, this is the worst attempt at getting into a room I've ever had, seen, experienced, or showcased. And it's starting to drive me nuts. Here we go, just a generic turns room, no deviant on the board, there's people there, there seems to be a space for me, so I'm happy. Am I allowed in now? Please? Please? Okay, no one's left. No, this guy's name's KFC Plus. Otelan says skip me, so if that means that it goes to P1, then we'll be skipping again. What this means is that if Otelan and myself are being skipped, it therefore translates into basically a back and forth between Valkyrie and KFC Plus. Now, why this guy's name is KFC Plus, I couldn't really say. In other words, does he mean to say that he is some expression of KFC that is superior to the standard KFC that you or I might be familiar with? Or does KFC stand for something besides Kentucky Fried Crap? I mean Kentucky Fried Chicken. Because I see no real... Oh, Beans is here. I forgot that you were playing this game, that's right, yeah. Well, you've gone and tempted me now. Okay. I'm leaving this room. Sorry, Kentucky Fried Centipede. I am going to make a room of my own. And I make a room of my own for one reason, and that's because I know that Beans and I are going to be... You don't think you can join yet? Oh, jumping Jesus, did I really just sacrifice the one good room that I finally found to ultimately achieve no benefit? I mean, I can, but will... I guess you're really low in G rank, is that what you're saying? Or even in high rank? I suppose I should have confirmed to see just how far through the game you were. Okay, Catcher Watcher. I have already... Okay, that's it. I have to use this loadout because I've spent too much time staring at the quest board like a dried out fish, you know. Or you could also say an eel, you know, eels keep their mouths open a lot. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, the point is that I was gawking at the fucking quest board when I should have instead been, I don't know, committing to memory the fact that they had Ketchawata on the board and going and changing my equipment to reflect the requirements of the hunt. But no, I didn't do that. Things aren't that simple in this world, I think you'll find. That's what I'm missing. No, not fucking power coatings. I don't need that at this time. What I needed at this time were barrel bombs. Not really, like, at this time. My meaning is that I had something missing in my inventory and I, at this time, would like to fix that issue. You're HR 70? Well, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with Hunter rank 70. If you're Hunter rank 7, I'd be concerned, but 70 is fine. That's quite fine. Okay. If you've only got 14 pages of inventory, then I would certainly recommend you play the offline content as well. Because in a game like this, in other words, with this many monsters and with this much content, you're going to need more than 14 pages. I believe it's 14 in 3 Ultimate, isn't it? If it's not 14, then it's 12. It's one of those two numbers. And that's barely enough for that game, so... Valkyrie is pinging. I don't know if you've noticed, but I can't fucking enunciate properly today. I'm slipping on my words? Not jumping on my words. Jumping on my words would suggest that I'm, you know, speaking with particular alacrity, but I'm not. Well, maybe you could say that I am, but I feel fairly standard, fairly prosaic at this time. As opposed to, you know, energetic and boisterous. Can you get down here? Seriously. I'm not going up there because every time I go up there, he goes down. And it drives me insane. Okay, he's about to fall through anyway. That works out very nicely. I'm gonna adjust myself closer to the head. Hitting his head is really hard, as I've mentioned many times in the past. You end up hitting his fucking arms instead. Which are quite a different weak point, I think you'll find. Well, I shouldn't say weak point, they're quite a different hit zone, or hit point, I don't even know what to call it. I guess hit zone is correct, yes, thank you, Doomlink. I feel a little bit out of sorts with Monster Hunter because I haven't been playing it recently. I've been basically playing Souls, and Souls at the moment. And it's been good, but whenever I'm in that sort of mode, I feel as if I'm playing, I don't know. Instead of playing in the first person, it's like I'm in the third person. I feel like a spectator almost. My fingers are doing things that I don't even know what's going on. I'm just sitting there. It's not like this permanently. I mean, this is only something that lasts for a few quests when I'm getting back into Monster Hunter after a little while. But basically, my hands do everything, and my mind is sitting there going, what the fuck's going on? This feels weird. This doesn't, you know, this is not super comfortable, and then my brain catches up again and it realizes, oh yeah, that's right, I know how to play Monster Hunter. And then I start to actually consciously do things, and then I will promptly go back to playing subconsciously, or once I start on a rather lengthy tangential conversation with myself. Because whenever you see me playing this game and then simultaneously talking a lot, it basically means that whatever you're watching me do in the game is being done entirely subconsciously. Like, there is no conscious thought process taking place there. So, it happens a lot when I'm recording. And I play reasonably well, subconsciously. I may even play better subconsciously than I do consciously, because there is such a thing as overthinking things in certain situations, yes. Overthinking things can actually produce poor results, and I find that overthinking is something that rears its ugly head from time to time when I'm playing Monster Hunter, and consequently I will suffer. Whereas I seem to do much better when I'm playing subconsciously, because there's no thought to be overthought. If you quite understand what I'm saying. Yeah, not just in terms of streams have I been playing Souls games, I've also been playing Souls in my own time. I have been playing Dark Souls 3 for the first time in 6-7 months, something like that. I usually take about 6-month breaks from each Souls game. 6 months sounds about right. I mean, obviously, give or take a a month or two, but generally speaking, yeah, I take about a 6-month break from each Souls game. Sometimes I go in a bit of a rotation, like I'll play Dark Souls for 3 weeks and then go to Dark Souls 2, then Dark Souls 3, and then I give each of them a... Maybe you could say that I give Souls a 6-month break rather than specific Souls games, because to say that I give specific Souls games a 6-month break would almost suggest that I don't play them together in sort of a sequence. I am in a Souls mood, so I play all the games. That seems to be about what I do. Whereas Monster Hunter, yeah, I do take breaks from Monster Hunter, but hold on, have I been told to post? Why am I... Oh, fucking hell, pressing the wrong button. Player 1, skip. I have indeed been told to post, and I have responded with the skip phrase. One thing that those of you who don't have long hair will never understand is that you can just go about your life, and then all of a sudden you've just got a hair on your mouth, and you're like, can you just go? Just like, go, get out. And it's annoying. It's not so annoying that it would encourage one to cut one's hair, but, you know, it is something that you just live with, hair in your mouth. It's not constant, it's not just this persistent thing that becomes a way of life. It's just the way of life aspect to it is that you probably wouldn't experience it if you didn't have long hair. But if you've got long hair, every now and again you'll just have a hair in your mouth and you're like, oh, okay, get out. And hello, Shatsi. Jeez. I recognize the name, but I don't attach a personality to the name. But welcome back. I remember you, but I don't, if that makes any sense. I'm not impressed that you've gone and posted a high rank quest, Valkyrie. I'm really not. Hey Vernon, good to see you here. You did dreadlocks. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, dreadlocks were in style some time ago, and when I say some time ago, I mean 20 years ago. But, and longer. But, no. I mean, I've known people to stick with dreadlocks, and it's not... I mean, the mere thought of it makes me shiver. Because it's literally dried out, unwashed hair. Matted together. I mean, it's not nice. You know, if I wanted a bird's nest on my head, I'd go climb a few trees and find some out in the native world. I would not seek to create my own. But, you know, some people like dreadlocks, I don't know. I'm not one of those people, clearly. Oh, you wash it every day? Jeez. Okay. Whatever. What am I doing again? What's the monster? Fucking... Kushala Dayora. I'm too lazy to... Okay, I've just made a sudden decision. And it might not be a good decision. We are going to play together, Beans, if you want to. Oh, that's right, you said you were going to do offline quests. My theory was that maybe Vernon would be here to play, and then I could play with Beans, but then I realised that A, Beans is doing offline quests, and B, Vernon might not even be able to play. So my sudden knee-jerk decision might have been a really dumb one. Vernon is unable to play, and Beans probably now feels that he needs to play with me now that I've gone and thrown myself in the deep end. I don't know. If you're in the middle of a quest, Beans, then I'll go and find another room, but otherwise I will make a room myself. You don't need to. You don't need to. Give you 30 minutes? I can give you 30 minutes. Now I just need to pray that I can get into another... Don't search by ID. What are you doing? I just need to pray that I will have a reasonable room to join. These are the things that I hope for in life. I'm getting sick of all the deviant... What's going on today? Chobits? Hack Sign? What's going on? All these people with anime names from the early 2000s. What's going on? Okay. Narkion. Zelda, you know what? I'll join. Wait, hold on. Who's this guy? What's something that I can say in reference to his name? How come I must know where Obsession needs to go? He wouldn't pick up. He might, but I don't really need to come out here making myself out to be some kind of nerd. Okay, so we've got a double Diablo's quest. I never said anything against Chobits. But yeah, what are the chances of finding two people in the same session, more or less? Not like session as in room, session as in period of time where Doomlink is playing the game, who have both named themselves after an actual anime, and the anime is, you know, in the same period of time. One's from 2002, one's from 2001. Kind of odd. Kind of odd. Anyway. What was on the board again? Double Diablos. Okay. Okay. Let's go with a bow, shall we? We want... Is it just standard Pierce for... Pierce Ice? I think it's standard Pierce, which is to say non-load up. If I say standard, out of context, just pray that you'll work out what the hell I'm talking about. Pierce level 4 is probably fine, yeah. I do have some reservations about the fact that the room host still hasn't joined this quest. Oh no, he seems to be here. That's good. No. As I've said in the past, Vernon, I don't like playing games from the beginning. Monster Hunter games from the beginning. I can do it in Souls games because in those games you do need to actually make different characters in order to fully enjoy all the things the game has to offer. In the case of Monster Hunter, you can play in many different ways. In other words, the builds that you would have in Souls, which require the creation of separate characters, can be achieved here in one playthrough of Monster Hunter. And I'm very much focused on building on one character. In other words, spending all my time in the game on one character so that I can have something to show for all of my work in one place. And for that reason, I don't like starting the game fresh. It's certainly not naked. I don't know why. I would be so thoroughly bored with both life and the game to start it over naked. I mean, if that's something you want to do, fair enough, but not me. I don't think I'll be doing that. Anyway, I'd better go and get my coatings ready to go. I've got a lot of power level 2 in my box, but here I am buying some more. Sure, there'll be some excess to put away in the box just to add to the amount that I've got sitting in there. I'm surprised that you can shoot both elemental coatings. There you go. Alright, I'm ready for some Diablos. I did do a hunt, didn't I? I was about to say, can you believe that I'm, you know, X amount of time into the recording and this is the first time I've done a hunt? Well, in actual fact, there was a hunt, but it went so quickly that I almost forgot about it. That Ketchawacha hunt was probably like a 3-minute affair. Something like that. For some reason, my circle button's a bit sticky on my fucking PS3 controller. I mean, it's not a real problem. It's not as bad as my PS4 controller. Can you fuck off or something? I know you want to give me a hug, but I'm not feeling quite so affectionate today. Alright. Diablos. One will start here, I think. Oh, no. Okay. I'll go to the one that I know will start in the place that I have in my mind. There you go. I did a naked run of World with my hunting party. It was just for a challenge run, nothing more. Well, I don't know what else it would be for, but I can tell you one thing, and that is that World is more of an appropriate game to do that in as compared to this game. This game has so much content, and there is so much to do in this game. that I wouldn't feel it necessary to do a naked run in this game. I would only imagine people doing it in Try, and I guess World, yeah. Base World, that is to say. Whenever I refer to World, I refer to the world that I played before Iceborne was announced. You know, that was a particular ecosystem, environment, and state of the game that maybe doesn't relate to everyone's knowledge these days. You know, everyone who's played Iceborne, I would say for most people Iceborne is synonymous with World, but I never refer to World with Iceborne on the mind. It's because I can say a lot about World, but it is spoken from personal experience, and because I have no personal experience with Iceborne, that would therefore mean that I'm never talking about Iceborne unless I expressly mention Iceborne, which would be to say that it's bad. And I didn't need to experience it to know that it was bad, because I was told a few things about Clutchclaw and about how the game's bad. So, yeah. But we're not going to use that as a starting point for a conversation, because we know all about that, and about how Doomlink would rather not talk about these things. It's taking a bit. Oh. In typical Doomlink form, he forgets to use his coatings on his bow. He went to all the trouble of purchasing them when he kind of didn't need to, because they were probably already in his box, and he's gone and forgotten to actually make use of them. And you wonder why I never bring oils for my sword and shield. I can't even remember to use coatings with my bow, so can you imagine oils with a sword and shield? It never even crosses my mind to purchase oils for my sword and shield. It's not like I think about it and go, nah, I couldn't be bothered. It doesn't cross my mind. In fact, I haven't even mentioned oils in probably 12 months at least. Hasn't even touched my lips. So, there you go. There you go. Well, I've been wanting to do that forever, N10, I can tell you that much. I try to live in a world where 5th generation is, you know, not something that actually exists. You know, I try to forever keep myself in the year 2017. Not that I knew at that time that that was going to be the last year of everything that I loved. In fact, no. Breath of the Wild came out that year. So let's dial it back a year. 2016 was the last year where I could enjoy things. After that point, everything was just sadness. Although in 2016 I hadn't yet given Dark Souls 3 a try. So I didn't realize it was actually not a shit game. So I mean that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I've been playing very weirdly, I think. What happened there? That looked like a mount. That's why I stopped attacking. I do it out of habit. I don't attack during mounts because I can see him shaking. Was he shaking his barrel? He looked like he was shaking his barrel. That Jin guy. J-I-N instead of G-I-N. One can be... Oh. Goodbye. Victimized by his own... I guess impatience? You could say impatience. But there is sensible theory behind picking up a shiny as soon as you see it. It's because you don't know how long it's actually been there. It might disappear at any time, so you gotta pick it up now. But he died. So the question becomes, ooh, was it worth it? It's not like he was gonna pick up a fucking hardhorn, so, I mean, what were you doing? If you know what I mean. Great. I don't even know which one we were hunting. I think it's this one here that just attacked me because he's the small... Yeah, it's this one. He's the smaller one. Oh, he actually was able to differentiate them as well. Good on him. Good on him. Maybe I was the only one who, for a moment, felt Did you dung them both? You've got to be joking. Did he dung them both? He dung them both. You are a special kind of stupid. You really are. I don't know how you managed that. It takes a bit of talent. But in the wrong direction. Well, you watch. The whole team's just going to fight the one that we haven't fought yet. Or are they going to work out that actually we want to fight this one? Am I going to be that one guy who's paying attention? Am I the one guy? Or are they going to follow my lead? We're about to find out. Aha! Nice work, Hacksign. I knew I could rely on you. I knew I could rely on you. I'm glad I didn't try to type out that fucking .hacksign reference, because the guy's Chinese. He might not speak any English, but... You know, these fucking people fighting the other Diablo... Oh, look. The other ones arrived anyway. Great. So I guess they will be coming after us after all. Now, they're not to blame for the fact that Diablos came over here. The guy who threw the dung is to blame. He is a pile of dung himself. Oh, great. Brilliant. Is that karma? I don't know what that is. But the point is that things are not going as smoothly as they should be. You know, I could have expected that to happen. Now, I don't know why I died. I guess I should have been paying attention to the Diablos that was actually possibly targeting me, as opposed to the one that was clearly not interested in me being there. But, yeah, I died as a result of my slip of concentration, and, yeah. Yeah, there is nothing to use your channel points for. Just, how do I say, just hoard them, let them rack up, and then eventually they'll be useful for something. You know, watching a live stream isn't a fucking video game, you know. The reason why Twitch points exist is because Twitch is accommodating the ADHD new generation of people who can't watch anything without extreme incentive. And, you know, things like, oh, you get more points the more you watch, is a way to keep people interested. In fact, as an example, having a chat on the stream, like actually visibly shown on the screen of the live stream, is a tactic to get people to chat, because they want their message to appear on the stream. You know, all these little incentives to get people to watch a fucking live stream. You know, there was a time when we used to just watch a fucking live stream. I mean, it's not that complicated, it's not that novel, but apparently it's now all about, you know, all these weird little bells and whistles that, honestly, like, that's not to say that I'm going to totally ignore Twitch features, but it is to say that it's a bit of a low priority. So, you know, I really don't have much interest in things like channel points and all that, but what I do intend to do is show appreciation for those who subscribe for long periods of time by giving them unique badges for their profiles, or however that works. You know, they will appear in the chat with a badge that will suggest how long they have subscribed for. That is not a trivial matter, in my opinion. That's something that's worth looking into and actually addressing, you know. The fact that I don't have that is actually an issue. It's something that I can get, it's just I haven't really been able to work out icons that would be appropriate. That's really the only reason why that doesn't exist. But once I can get decent icons, yes, that will be a thing. Because it's important to show appreciation to people who subscribe for any length of time, but especially people who subscribe for several months in a row, and, you know, I'd like to give them something in return. It's not all that much, but it's better than nothing. So, there you go. Is Beans ready to play? I don't know. I feel like this is, in terms of what I've been able to do in this recording, I haven't really been able to do much. This has been pretty down market. This whole thing has been not great. So, anyway, I mean, really, I've succeeded. You know what I've succeeded in doing? in 35 minutes. 35 minutes? I've only been live for 35 minutes? It feels like I've been live for like an hour. What the fuck? Anyway, so I guess that's not so bad. One hunt in 35 minutes, well, one successful hunt in 35 minutes is actually pretty standard for me. I was thinking that maybe I'd been live for about an hour and consequently I had achieved very little given the time that I'd been live, but no, 35 minutes, that's normal. Yeah, that's a normal Doomlink stream. We're all right. We're all under control. 135 minutes. For a second I thought this was a boring live stream, but no, it's just a standard Doomlink live stream and you can take from that what you will. Help me, please. I guess I'd better render my assistance. He's quite desperately appealing for assistance, so I'd better do something for him. Don't know how to read his name. It could be Moraine, but I don't think it is. You can't. You know how you read Cyrillic languages and you think you can sort of read it because they're similar to the Hindu Arabic letters, but it's really nothing like it at all. So, you know, I'm thinking that it's a bit like that. It's probably something like so, yeah. Well, let's just call him that from now on. I will call him that mentally. I will not say that again because it might be offensive to someone, but I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't be offensive to anyone because it's not intended to imitate anything in particular, but some fucking person is going to be like, what are you saying? So, I mean, anyway. Did he post a quest right away? Did that guy... Well, no, he's allowed to. He's allowed to, Vernon. Oh, you think it's pronounced Magasi? Yeah, that's possible. I will take your word for it. But yeah, that guy's allowed to do that, Vernon. I mean, in the sense that he's joined someone else's room and he's gone and posted his own quest, it's pretty bad. But in the sense that it says, or referring to the fact that it says, help, please, the guy probably doesn't read English, so he's allowed to make that error, at least in that. So, oh, fuck off. Why are you so in desperate need for assistance to do this quest? I mean, I understand why you would need assistance to do it, but why do you need to do the quest? I guess it's a... whatever you call it. A villager request, but... I apparently haven't done it, so let's do it. Fuck it. What would I like to bring? Seeing as though I failed the last quest, I'll stick with bow. I'll change to the Diablo's bow, however. I technically haven't done a successful quest with a bow yet, so I'm allowed to use it again. Of course, I would be the only one preventing myself from using it more than once, but I like to keep things interesting. Do I not? Now, I can't use any elemental coatings with this, but no, I can't use any power coatings either, which is quite fine. I can live with that. Yeah, my circle button on my PS3 controller is quite sticky. In other words, I can press it down, and it doesn't come back up immediately. I'll press it down and then it's like, it stays down, and then it comes back up. It's probably because I've been playing Souls on it and I've been holding the button down a lot. It's kind of an old controller. It's 7 years old. Not too old. It's not my original PS3 controller. This is my third PS3 controller, actually. But I've had this particular one for 7 years, so... I don't know, it's lasted a lot better than the fucking PS4 controller. That thing started shooting itself about a year and a half into me having owned it. Or me having purchased it. There you go. That's how you speak English, Doomlink. Thank you. And, yeah. That should tell you something. And that is that manufacturing standards have devolved over time. Who would have thought? That's new information, Doomlink. I had never heard anything along those lines before. Manufacturing standards actually devolving? That doesn't match up to anything of what I've heard or experienced in my life. I'm not being sarcastic, clearly. Like I said, Vernon, the bow doesn't really shoot coatings. it shoots exhaust, but these are hyper monsters, so shooting exhaust coatings would be a little bit like whipping out your cock and slapping it against the monsters, so kind of pointless and maybe what am I looking for in terms of phrases? I guess it would damage one's dignity for no return on investment. I guess that's how I would say that. Anyway, it feels very weird finding a Gammoth in this area. What the hell? This is a strange experience. It's just wrong. Finding a Gammoth in a non-snowy area is just not okay. I feel like I should lodge a complaint. Anyway. Trying to get out of range of that. Mr. That's an interesting name. Mr. Gree was having problems, but I was so struck by his name that I couldn't really continue the thought. It's too busy sort of scowling at it. I have Triple Volley 3, don't I? Do I really not have Triple Volley 3 after all this time? Whatever. I'd be more concerned that no one else in the room is above HR 200 for a quest like this. I don't know why you'd be bothered by that. I think it's one monster at a time, and it's high rank, so I think we'll be alright. If this is still too much for these guys, well, then I'll be pretty concerned. Okay, I'd better start playing properly. I saw that coming from space, and yet I did nothing to alter the way in which I was playing, so I definitely deserve to take that hit, but I would rather not actually contribute to deaths that I shouldn't be contributing to. That is a trap. If you want to use it, then go for it, I suppose. I won't stop you. I would sooner use it when we could possibly get a capture out of it. Just to, you know, that would be a sensible use of a shock trap under these circumstances. Because it's not like you're waiting for an opportunity such as exhaustion. So, I don't know. I would imagine that using a shock trap would be better in this case, or, you know, the trap would be better served by timing it alongside a possible capture, but whatever. You never know, he might have been really overestimating the damage we've been dealing. I don't think he threw tranks though, although I think he was a cat. Yeah, this is definitely not the G rank quest. If it was the G rank quest, then I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I think I've done the G rank one, but I wouldn't have done it in this case. I have two options, by the way, for how I want to shoot this bow. I can either charge it up to the maximum level, or I can stick with level 3. I go with level 3, generally speaking. The reason why I don't mind, or one of the reasons why I like this is that if for some reason I need to hold the bow taut, I don't know how you want to say that, but if I hold the charge, or feel that I need to hold the charge, then I actually get a bit more damage out of it. But for DPS purposes, I feel like the level 3 would be better. Oh look, there's the capture attempt. I still think it's a little too early. I don't think the damage of this team is all that great. I really don't. I think this is going to be about a 20-minute quest. Oh no, okay. Maybe he... I didn't intend to use that. Is that a... I was dead. No, it's sleeping. That was the longest sleep animation I think I've ever seen. Anyway, what was I saying? I did not intend to use triple volley. There you go. I'm just enunciating for the benefit of any person who might not be able to make sense of my mumbling. But yeah. What's the next monster? I don't even want to know. I'd like to be surprised. Surprise makes things so much more enjoyable. Oh, how dare you. Thanks for ruining it, Vernon. Fucking hell. Just when I was about to derive some level of pleasure from this quest. Anyway, I mean really, this is slow going. Oh, it's not Mizutsune. Well, good. I'm glad that you were wrong. Wrong as could be. It's pretty dangerous to do what I just did, but I wasn't punished for it. In other words, firing off a power shot right in his face while he's walking towards me, likely to attack me, but he didn't attack me, he turned around. Maybe he was intimidated by me. My sheer brute strength. I did it again. Oh, you know, I could have done a tactical retreat through that, but my fingers did not match the speed of my brain, if that makes any sense. In other words, I could recognize what needed to be done, but I couldn't physically do it fast enough. Hey, Jenny. Come on, please, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll do a triple volley that actually makes contact with the monster this time. Okay, I guess I'll do damage. So, well, this time I did actually respond fast enough to do a tactical retreat, but unfortunately, the game couldn't catch up this time. The actual game wasn't able to get tactical retreat out fast enough. Whoa. Oh, this is good positioning. Would you not agree? Decided to go for a level 4 that time on a whim. There was no strategy involved, it was pure, oh, I feel like doing this right now. Almost in position for that trap. I won't line up with it just now, but... Oh, is that a paralysis or was that the trap? Well, I guess it was the trap, yeah. He seemed like he wasn't quite on it, but... Well, more than anything else, he wasn't on it before. And it didn't look as if he'd walked forwards in any way so as to enter the trap, but... whatever. There is such a thing as Doomlink being mistaken. Crazy as that might sound. Absurd as that might be. To any person. But, yeah, there goes Chinese cat. I have already eaten my dinner, Jenny. In fact, I ate at 7. 1 hour ago. I had a kebab, actually. Nice old, and I mean literally old. Not literally old, old in the sense that it's a bit old style, you know, the place is so 80s. So 80s, like early 80s looking place. And the guy's been working in there for that long at least. You know, the scariest thing is, in my local area there is a sandwich shop with an old photo from the 60s of the sandwich shop. And the guy in the photo working behind the register, very old style, you know, lever-operated register, I think. Or is it lever-operated, or am I thinking of a fucking slot machine? But the point is that it's, you know, those big old bronze-looking cash registers from the old days. And, probably with the big buttons and stuff. And, the guy standing behind it, as a rather young man, is the same guy working in there now. The photo is from 1965. And it's fucking freaky. I remember walking remember walking past there and looking at that photo and then looking at the people working there, just as sort of like a way to say, huh, you know, the different generations. And I looked and I was like, hold on, that guy's, you know, older guy, like fairly old. And I realised that he's the same fucking guy in that photo, and I'm like, oh my god. I don't know if I could work in a sandwich shop for that long. Don't know about that. I would really have... I don't know if I could possibly maintain sanity. But... anyway, some people can do it, but... I mean, no one's going to give you a pat on the back for working in a sandwich shop since 1965 when it's like, you know, the 2020s. No one's going to give you a pat on the back for that. I mean, maybe someone will, but is it worth it? I don't think so. But, you know, I mean, if that's all he could do, and if it was easy for him to do, look, you know, let me phrase it in these terms. If he feels fulfilled, then that's all that matters, isn't it? But in terms of working in the same sandwich shop for like 60 years, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Oh! For some reason my chat has disappeared. There we go. Oh no, he aged alright, he was an old man, but the similarities were clear enough. I mean, my first thought was, oh, he's pretty old to be working in a sandwich shop, he's probably been in there a long time. Then I compared him to the photo and I was like, oh, it's the same fucking guy. Because, you know, people do obviously change as they age, but if you've got a side-by-side, if you can actually see the photo and then the guy, you're just like, oh, okay, same guy. And that was kind of weird, but anyway. I'm not paying attention to this hunt, maybe I should start doing that. That could be a good thing. What was his name again? Whatever N10 said before. That guy died. Hold on. Are we one death away from failure? No, someone ate for insurance, thank God. Bloody hell. Could you imagine if we failed this fucking quest? That would be the ultimate in time wasting. The ultimate. Yeah, I think Water Blight was causing trouble. I understand that your task at this time is to be manifestly insufferable. But I really am just trying to go about my life as a monster hunter. So if you could be so courteous as to submit to me, I'd be quite appreciative. Looked like the tail slam was coming my way, but I guess I misread the movements of the monster. Which would be totally out of character for Doomlink now, wouldn't it? I've got insurance and we can... Oh. Well, I'm glad you're paying attention. Shit. I'm not paying attention, I can tell you that much. I'm gonna try to save this cat. He's probably fine, I'm just... Wait. Oh, you can't life powder a cat. Okay. Unless I... No. I drank a max potion instead of... Oh, I had a feeling that I had done that. And you didn't even pick up on that, Vernon. You didn't even pick up on that. I drank a max potion instead of a life powder. Wow. That's pathetic. And then I'm sitting there going, why can't I heal the cat? The cat's got his fucking acorn. I went through it too fast. I know, I'm a speed demon. I'm a speed demon. Okay. I feel like we've been doing this Mizuzunev for a little too long, so I'd like to be done with it as soon as possible. I think part of the reason why is because my piercings are not quite as good. I have to line up with the rear or the front of the monster, and I don't like doing that. So I've just been dealing lacking damage, basically. Notice I get my good piercings, and he's fucking dead, mate. I haven't been taking note of... Oh, I have been actually getting monster material. Oh, no, I haven't been, actually. No, I have been. Make up your fucking mind, man. You're being a fool today, Doomlink. I enjoy Mizutsuner, but I've fought him a bit too much. I try to avoid fighting him these days, so that I may enjoy myself. But, I'm past the point where I'm expecting to enjoy myself while hunting with these people. Can he just dig under the ground at will? Okay. Yeah, well. I've never felt a compulsion to only capture monsters, or a specific monster. I cannot kill this monster because I appreciate it. I mean, fair enough, but... Hello? You're playing Monster Hunter, man. Can't start sympathizing with the monsters. Then it's all over. Then you'll have to play, like, Monster Hunter Stories or something. Well, seeing as though Pokemon's dead, maybe it's about time. Capcom went and picked up the torch or something. Pokemon's not dead, Doomlink. Pokemon is as strong as ever. I got my 4th Pokemon tattoo last week. And this one was even more expensive than the last. Covers the entirety of my left arse cheek. Oh dear. I swear to God there was a mount going on at some point and it just stopped existing. Let me rephrase that. The mount ceased to take place. Anyway. Chinese cat has died a 2nd time. Even though it's a high rank quest. I wouldn't want to see him in the G rank one. That's for damn sure. I'm not even paying attention. I mean, admittedly, I've taken some heavy hits. Probably. By virtue of the fact that I've not been paying attention, but the point is that, you know, the guy's playing as a cat. He can eat the fucking acorn a few times and not die, so what's he doing? I'm past the point of understanding. See, I shouldn't have done that. I wanted to instead... I mean, my priority there was to recover stamina. I could have just consumed those rations, but I did not. That's alright. This is going to make things even easier. I don't have to worry about stamina at all now. No, he has healing. He still is dying in spite of it. I think that's how that works. I don't think he's somehow lacking in that. I think he's lacking in something else. And you know what that is. I mean, to start with, he's using a cat. That's already a strike against his identity as a monster hunter, but imagine, as well as that, dying twice to a high rank, well, not a high rank monster, but in a high rank quest, we'll say. Yes, well, he's lacking sense. I was going to say skill, but we could also say sense if we wanted to be a little harsher. Alright. We wanted to be a little less tactful and a little more vituperative. Yeah. Well, I would argue, I would actually contend that if he had any sense he wouldn't be using a cat anyway. That's what I would say to that. There's nothing to miss about it, Jenny. You can always, you know, go and play the games. There's nothing to miss. I always find it funny when a person says, I miss this from Monster Hunter. Well, there's nothing to miss. You can always go back and play the games, is what I do. And I'm sure it's what you do as well. So therefore I would phrase it, I prefer this style, or I love this style, but not miss it. Because that implies that it's gone somewhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. Because you can always play the older games. Which was something that hadn't crossed Vernon's mind for a few years. Ladies and gentlemen, the cat has single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, he was responsible for 3 out of 4 deaths in this quest. We have now failed, like 15 minutes in, to a high-rank quest on account of this person's disturbing inability to play Monster Hunter. This profound lack of skill. Let's see how quickly he leaves. Most would have, you know, that's funny. Most would have turned off their Switch after that. Most would have already left before we could return from the quest, after having done that. That guy's got some fucking balls. The host seems to think we'll win the next battle. There won't be a next one, at least not for me. Fuck that. What the hell? How could you be so inept? How is it possible? I've played as a cat, like 3 times, and I don't know how you could die 3 times in a high rank quest. I mean, I don't care if it's his first time using a cat. I could perform better and I wouldn't know the first thing about how to use a cat in combat. Because, you know, you get fucking acorns and stuff. I don't know. I just can't believe what I just saw. It's just wrong. Maybe he didn't bring any healing wares. I don't know how it works with a cat. But that was some serious shit. Yeah, he could have stayed at camp is what he could have fucking done. Okami. You know, I don't know who to blame for this, but it's Okami, not Okami. Motherfuckers, anyway. It's Okami. I guess I can blame the game? But they have the symbol over the O. So it's Okami. So, I mean, hello? Only EX. Well, I'm not surprised to see that it's only Huntering 999s, because they've got nothing else better to do with their time than hunt EX monsters. I happen to have a little bit more to do with my time, yeah. Lilakin, I've played with this guy before. Zamtrios, right ahead. Very well. Well, I seem to attract the worst of the worst when it comes to Monster Hunter players. So, yeah, if you ever wanted to see the worst, then just watch my live streams. Apparently they all come out in full force when they realise that I'm online. They slither out of their caves and go, oh, Doomlink's playing. Oh, that's right, it's Zamtrios. Seriously. If you could retain at least the basic information of the quest in your mind, that would be great. Insect Glaive. Yeah. As Vernon says, staying at camp if you've died twice is only necessary if you really feel like you can die again. Like, if you really feel that that's possible, then stay at camp. Because you're going to help the team more if you don't just throw yourself before the monster and die, versus failing to not do that. But, yeah. It's one of those days. This guy's being a bit, how do I say it? Gentle? Take it easy! Okay, he's fixing his typo, but bloody hell. He accidentally says wait for more hunters, with a completely unnecessary apostrophe, and then he's like, oops, sorry, hit it accidentally, and then has to fix his sorry. I mean, it's not a big deal. You could have just said nothing. I would have been like, yeah, no problem. I can wait for more hunters, I'm cool with that. I mean, it's not like he said something totally out of context. Maybe the ellipsis was to suggest that he was unimpressed with the fact that maybe someone was being impatient, and that didn't fit the situation, but even then, like, come on. I don't mind. Shit. If there's one thing that I'm accustomed to in this community, it's an inability to communicate. Or at least an inability to communicate with any level of clarity. So, I'm fine. I'm quite fine. Dying once every G-rank hunt isn't too bad. If you were dying twice every hunt, that's a problem, but... You know, failure is a gateway to evolution. You must better one must better oneself. Ugh. I've got Lumluer. I don't know how I fucking say that. That's not a word for humans, actually. That's Lumluer? Lumluer. 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 Don't ask me. Think I know how I'm supposed to say that? It might be Celtic or something like that. I don't know what the fuck. Well, Gaelic, I should say. But I don't know what the fuck that is. It's either Scandinavian or Gaelic. That would be my guess. I guess Nordic. Anyway, what are we hunting against, Zamtrios? Area 2. Well, you say that, Vernon, but you don't even need to focus on monster patterns. You've learnt monster patterns over time. You know what to expect from a monster's movements, for instance. So, you've picked up on pattern information without focusing on it, I guarantee. I mean, unless you've really just not internalized anything. But I'd say you've internalized something. I'm trying to find the orange. Is it the dorsal fin? I guess it is. Get your bloody nose out of my face! Seriously. Thank you. Get that bloody insect on it. Get on it. Seriously? Can you... Thank you. Nearly ran out of stamina there. It was utterly ridiculous. Feels like I'm playing for Ultimate. Oh, don't throw a dung bomb. That wasn't very necessary. Would like a mount. He's trying to leave thanks to the dung bomb extraordinaire. Tell you what, trying to mount in this game is a miserable affair, provided you're using insect glaive, that is to say. Alright, down we go. Basically took my entire 3-color period, or golden man period, whatever you want to call it. You could also space that out as golden man period. Like, instead of having golden man as one word, you could have man period as one word. The golden man period. Well, you know. I guess these days they exist. It's 2021, man. Whether it's golden or not might be a different subject, but yeah. I don't think they really needed to make it so that Sword and Shield would be the good mounting weapon. I mean, come on, Sword and Shield is very strong and versatile enough, without also being the best mounting weapon. You can attack fast, you can evade fast, you can shield, and then you can also have the best mounting damage. It's like, I mean, come on. Oh, that's right, we're talking about Capcom. The people who gave up on balancing Monster Hunter like 4 years ago. It's not to say that they did a good job of balancing it, but I'll tell you what, they were doing a better job when they were trying. They were doing a better job when they were trying. When they stopped trying, then it started to get out of hand. Lumblua was hitting me rather repeatedly then. Oh. Don't like that bouncing with white sharpness business. That I can live without. I can certainly live without that. I feel like aiming for the fin is good. I think that's a good elemental weakness. Weak point. Ugh. Excuse me. I believe Jenny has played Frontier, yes. I think it was Jenny who was explaining... Oh, who was it who was explaining Frontier styles to me? I feel bad for having forgotten. Someone allocated much of their time to explain that to me. I can't remember who it was now. Yeah. Who would it have been? It was in my Discord. Someone took some time to explain the styles to me, you know. I can't remember who it was now. Oh well. I'm a terrible person. Fortunately, when Samtrios is all fat like this, I have a much easier time aiming my Extract Hunter. Yeah, I don't know who was telling me. Maybe it was Beta. Maybe that's why I got confused. Might have been, yeah, it must have been Beta. Thought it was Jenny for a moment. Yeah, it was definitely Beta. Sometimes you can just roll out of the way of that hitbox there, but I failed. I feel like this Zemtrios has lasted longer than it should have. I mean, I suppose he is hyper, but... Oh, I know what's going on. Lumluer is not using an appropriate weapon. That's part of the issue. You know, at least I might have had a chance of getting out of the way of that had I not been stuck in place for so long. Seriously. Of course, I was stuck in place because of the flinching master. No, I didn't really appreciate that. I would be more frustrated, but again, there's a good chance that I wouldn't have been able to avoid it anyway, because, again, Fat Zemtrios really does have incredible width to him and his attacks. That is how he works. Well, he is a Hyper Zemtrios and it is 3-man, so... It's not taking a while yet, given the circumstances. But it will be taking a while once we hit the 10-minute mark and still haven't killed it. Come on, turn to face me, sir. Yes, I understand. You're really trying to annoy me at this time. I think I broke his nose right in that moment. The environment was working against me right there, but fortunately that didn't result in me getting hit. So interestingly, it managed to avoid me there. Don't know why. Ugh. That was a really weird sight. Watching Lilokin climbing the wall. It almost looked like... Oh, look at that. It's quite cinematic. Look at that. He's like jumping into his mouth. Eat me. That's one way to end it all. I'm sick of this hunting lifestyle. I want to be eaten by a Zemtrios. You know, that'd be one way to go. You'd spend a little bit of time getting digested, I think. I don't think you'd die immediately if you got swallowed by a Zemtrios. It'd be warm, but it wouldn't be nice, I don't think. That's one way to break it. Hit the Zamite there. Sorry, not sorry. Let's kill it before I need to drink a hot drink. Oh, that's not good. Let's not get caught in that. He didn't actually shoot his beam there. That's interesting. I'm used to him shooting the beam when he turns around. Or spins on the spot. Is there another monster in here? No. Seemed like there was a roaring effect nearby, but he didn't roar. Very odd. Maybe someone threw a sonic bomb? I don't know. Had that sort of appearance to it. The screen seemed as if a monster was roaring nearby. Ooh. Imagine playing the Monster Hunter movie in the Monster Hunter bar. It's a little bit like, I don't know, playing Borat in a Turkish lounge, or, well, I don't know. Not that Borat's Turkish, I just mean, yeah, maybe not a Turkish lounge. Let's say some sort of authentic Middle Eastern location. Now, let's not go on about this again, Vernon. You are more forgiving than most. You really are. So, no, it's not worth watching at least once. Thank you. Because the suggestion that the implicit in your statement is that it's worthwhile to at least once watch a crushingly generic action fantasy movie. I've got better things to do with my time. I've got better things to do with my time. So, no, I won't watch it. I mean, people are free to like it, but again, if you get enjoyment out of generic, intellectually bereft, well, creatively bereft, intellectually as well, but it's not about, you know, intellectualizing, it's about, you know, creativity being expressed, and there is none in it. I mean, basically, whoever contrived that movie just completely half-assed it to the max. Just no semblance of passion there. It's a dead, moribund fucking attempt. It is a walking zombie of a movie. Well, if you can't, on the one hand, say the movie's not too bad, you should watch it at least once, and then on the other hand, say seeing Gore Magala at the end, to be honest, is the only thing I liked about the movie. You know, those two things don't go together, I'm sorry. Am I being told to post? Probably. No, I haven't been told to post. Yeah, well, it is the Resident Evil movie thing. It's very much like that. That's why I was unimpressed to see it done to the Monster Hunter franchise. But again, I mean, that's what happens when you've got games like Monster Hunter World that break the mainstream. It's just, I mean, that's what you get. You break the mainstream, you get your shitty fucking Hollywood movie. Enjoy. And that's what the series is worth now. That's what it's worth. You're watching it before your eyes. It's right there in front of your face. That's what the franchise has become. I can play as Geralt. I can watch, you know, whatever her fucking name is, Mila Jovovich or whatever the hell her bloody name is, you know, demon dancing with bone dual blades. I mean, the Monster Hunter experience has well and truly reached a peak, hasn't it? Looks like Lalakin will be posting again. Here we go. I forget Greater Rathalos. Greater Rathalos is a joke. There is no precedent for a giant variant of a monster, except in, like, you know, funny event quests. But lore-wise, no. Like a giant Rathalos? Greater Rathalos. The only reason why they did that was so that they could, you know, the director would have seen the monster. What likely would have happened was that he saw the monster design for Rathalos, and in his mind expected it to be bigger. And then he saw the size of the monster next to a person and was like, let's make it bigger. And so an allowance was made in the lore to have a giant fucking Rathalos the size of a plane. So, you know, it's kiddie stuff. It's fucking... I don't know. I think it's pathetic. Yes, the giant rat. The giant rat. What would I like to use? What was it again? I think, was it Uragan? I feel like it was Uragan, but I feel like it wasn't. Doesn't sound quite right. Was it really Uragan that I saw? It was. Okay. You can't just, I mean, so basically what you're saying, Vernon, is you're admitting that you're an apologist. Which were the first words that came, the first words that came out of Ethan's mouth when you said what you said about the movie was, you're an apologist. And if you admit that the movie disappointed you, but you're focused on what it could have been, then you're not looking at it objectively. But anyway. Hello, Shinobu. Apparently you've typed before, but I don't recognize your name, I'm sorry to say. I sort of do, but I don't. Sorry for taking so long, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm coming. Shit, let me choose lance. I don't know why I would use lance, but here I am. Water, what's my water lance? It's the grenade on a stick. No, that's the plunger. I want the other one. The other thing that's not quite so ridiculous, but is still kind of funny also. Grenade on a stick. Rocket propelled grenade. Alright. Don't think defense is really needed. I'm not going to aggressively seek out Exchanger. But yeah, I don't have time for average fantasy action movies. Why would I have time for that? I have time for above average and exemplary fantasy action movies, but why would I waste my life watching a piss in an ocean of shitty, down-market, just garbage, well not garbage, but you know, just generic, uninspired movies? Why would I do that? Just because it's Monster Hunter? No! In fact, just because it's Monster Hunter, I feel less inclined to watch it because I would be insulted by how generic it is on the basis that it's Monster Hunter. So no, I wouldn't want to spend however many minutes of my life watching that. I have no desire. You suggest looking at the monster designs with no context. I've seen them, and they're okay. You know, they're just graphically not that much better than 5th gen graphics. I'm going to be dead honest with you. They just look like a world monster put in a slightly more relatable context, in the sense that, by Danch, in the sense that, you know, they're in an environment with like a real camera, and it, you know, feels a little bit more real in that sense. But aside from that, oh god, okay, bye guys. What happened there? Maybe the first guy disconnected from the host and then I disconnected from the host. Maybe that's what happened, I don't know. But, I don't think there are any internet issues other than possible host issues. And I was not the host, needless to say. Connection lost indeed, I noticed. I noticed quite quickly. Is this a Japanese person, or do these happen to be characters that appear in Chinese as well? Like Ha in particular there. Unless that's not Ha. That first character. Maybe that's just a... Hadn't really thought about the possibility that some katakana characters actually exist in the Chinese alphabet. Well... Maybe it just looks like Ha. Anyway... Point is that I don't think that's a Japanese name, but it could be. Who knows? Durumon. Nakakos. No. Sorry, Teresa, I will not do Hellblade today. It looked Japanese to me. Well, technically it is, because Japanese uses Chinese characters. What I'm interested in is whether that first character is exclusively Japanese. I guess it isn't, because I don't think that's a Japanese name, but whatever. How's the hunts? Shit. I've had like one successful hunt, or have I had two now? Have I had two successful hunts yet? Well, the biggest distinction would be particles. In the sense that you've got hiragana characters spread out in between the kanji to make it clear that it's Japanese and not Chinese. Whereas Chinese is just this one big spattering of symbols and it's all over the place. And yeah, I don't know how anyone could read that at a glance, but people do. It's impressive, I will admit. Ah, Dread King. What was that? Dread King 4? I want to do Dread King 4? You've got to be joking. I would like to actually withdraw my expression of interest. Yuyue. And Nursilla. Well, now you know how to spell Nursilla. Then. Dread King Rathalos, more like Dreadful Rathalos. Oh. I don't have an issue with Dread King. I have an issue with high rank deviants. Hey! It's another deviant, but at least it's not fucking high rank. Wouldn't you say? I'd say that's a good thing. I don't want to do Rust Razor. I feel like I did a lot of Rust Razor recently, but here I am. It's not like I have much of a choice in the matter. Not at this point. That was Chinese? Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize that Ha, or in other words, any katakana symbols appeared in the Chinese alphabet. I didn't know that. But it is possible that that wasn't the... that just looked like the katakana symbol for Ha. It might not have been. It appeared, you know, we're talking about an extreme similarity if it's not the same character, but I was under the impression that hiragana and katakana were exclusively Japanese. Japanese! If you could enunciate Doomlink, thank you. But anyway. What am I going to use? Gunlands, sure. What's the monster? Ugh, Rust Razor. I'd like to make that, but I can't. I need Crimson Fatalis Devil Eye Plus times 2, I think. For a total of 3, I believe. I think I've got 1. Anyway. Crunchy Corn Popper. You know, I've barely used that thing in my Joke Weapon Roulette series. I just haven't rolled it. I don't know why. It's a shame. I'll use the Shatter Cannon, yeah. I used to use this with my Status Gunlance set. Can you believe I made a Status Gunlance set? There's a reason why. I think I had, like, Status and Artillery or something on a talisman, so I made a set. And I removed it because I needed more space. I wasn't gonna have a set like that populate one of my slots, so... At the expense of another possible set. Go, says Yuyue. There's your answer. You don't need to wait. You didn't hear that right. I don't have a Status Gunlance set anymore. I used to have a Status Gunlance set, but now I have... There are only two, right? Elemental and Guard? I think that's how it works, yeah. I used to have 3 Gunlance sets. Now I have 2. Why I felt that I needed 3 Gunlance sets, I've got no idea. Well, yeah, Korean's very easy to spot. Korean is basically Chinese but with circles. So, there you go. It really is as simple as that. That's the layman's way of referring to it, but it's true. If we're going to compare it to other languages, in terms of their written forms, it's Chinese with circles. So... Oh, goodness me. This is the first time I'm using this Gunlance in quite a while. Don't unready up. I unreadied up because I'm fucking around with my circle button. I'm not happy about it. Anyway. I suppose this controller is getting sudden use that it isn't used to having. Or isn't used to getting. Excuse me. But yeah. This is just going to be a 2-hour long live stream. In case you wanted to know. I don't know when I will eventually... Well, I've talked about it before. I was about to say I don't know when I'll get the deviant monsters out of the way, but I have made a decision. I said that once I reach Hunter Rank 999, I'll do it. Actually, no. I will not do it before reaching Hunter Rank 999. That's all I'll say. When I phrase it that way, I'm not forced to do anything. Except, you know, I don't feel forced to wait because I don't want to do it. So, that's great. I'll just go with that. If anything, it outlines what you should expect. That's what it does. Thank you for hitting me instead of the monster, that's brilliant. I don't have guard up, do I? Well, whether I did or not, didn't matter. Well, that was actually a useful flinch, thank you for that. Decided to reload that there. I'm not really dealing much paralysis damage here. For obvious reasons. There goes Nursilla. The turf war ended in Nursilla's death. I regret to say. Fuck off. With your bloody longsword. You longsword, Larry! I understand that all you can do is hit me. There is literally nothing else that you can possibly do right now than hit me. But try to show some restraint. Nursilla rage quit. Nursilla had a big fucking cry about dying. That's what happened right there. Packing a sad over here. Big old orchestral violin movement. More like bowel movement. I don't know if I'm even using the term movement correctly, musically speaking. Probably not. I'm a bit rusty on my music theory. Could say stanza. Does stanza work? I don't care. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I've already made a fool of myself. I'm not aiming for the arms because I don't care about them. Goodbye, Yu. I don't give a fuck. Couldn't give a damn that I just sent you flying because you got what was coming. Yeah, okay, we'll say this is a Silver Crown Rust Razor. I'll take you on that. I'll take you at your word. I was actually kind of hoping to successfully shield that Uroktor there. When you are ready to shield an Uroktor coming out of the ground, but you don't actually successfully shield it, you kind of feel like you've wasted your time. It's actually quite dissatisfying. Yeah, shoot that in your bloody face. Oh, thanks. He's getting back. Getting back at me. Stop that. That was a nasty combo. I saw every moment of that. Cyanotor. Your unfairness is not lost on me. I was stuck in the animation of finishing Dragon Blast. I was not able to shield, I'm sorry to say. Is he limping? No, he's not. The ideal situation is to get him to limp out of here, because otherwise it can be a little difficult to get him to limp again. Well, more like leave the area again with a limp. Oftentimes he'll die before he can do that. Provided he hasn't limped out of 6. I'll do my best. Dick. He's too damn fast. I was going to start charging it as soon as I pulled out my gun lance, but I wasn't entirely sure that he was going to start walking over here. But he was, so I should have started it earlier. Tough titties. There we go. Brilliant. There goes the shell. Oh god, that looks really weird. Look at that. Now that is going way too far. Those visual effects when he's burrowing out of the llama, that's just going too far. Way too over the top. I did mean to roll through that. That is what I was intending on doing. Okay, now you're starting to really piss me off, mate. Really getting on my nerves. I'd like to get a second paralysis. I'd be pretty chuffed to get one of those. Oh, there we go. Oh, I definitely won't be getting another one. I don't want it. I want a captured Rust Razor so that we haven't wasted our time here. To be honest, it's easier to 3-man under these circumstances, so I'm glad that, whatever his name is, Nursilla, got all upset about that. Again, we could always assume the best in him as a person and as a hunter, and say that maybe he suddenly had something to do. But given the timing, I'm going to guess that he did not suddenly have something pressing to attend to outside of the game, thus resulting in, you know, him turning off the console. I wouldn't say that. Quest complete. I'm not sticking around in this room. There's no way. I shall not. Because I do not want to do more Rust Razor. I've done enough Rust Razor. Hunter rank 870. Let's see that silver. Was it a silver crown? I went through it really quickly. I'd forgotten to actually check, but maybe you saw the flash, the glint of a silver crown in there too fast. Oh well. This guy's screaming about doing a charm run with light bowgun and heavy bowgun, and I'm going to promptly not join the room. I don't think you can go backwards through the stream. I don't think it's possible on Twitch. Might be possible, maybe if you're partnered. Want basic functionality on Twitch? Become a partner today. Well, I've been left out of this quest, unfortunately. Ugh. We've got Evangel. And someone else. And I don't know what's on the board. We're about to find out. Evangel and Hollow. Oh god, what's it gonna be? Oh, come on guys. Get it together. Well, you're both doing the same thing. I can do Amatsu, I don't mind. I can live with Amatsu. If it were Atalkar, Nakarkos, or Fatalis, I would have been upset. I can live with Amatsu and Fatalis. Did I say Fatalis? I meant Elatrion. Nakarkos, Atalkar, and Elatrion. I would be happy with Fatalis and Amatsu. Okay, so what should I use? I could use heavy normal for a change. How about that? That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Look, Vernon, I don't think you can. I think it might be possible with partnered streams, but not ordinarily, no. I don't think you can backtrack. It's basic functionality that Twitch has decided not to include. Because they're a bunch of absolute dicks. As everyone is intimately aware of. There we go. That's what I was looking for. We've got normal shots, but I suppose I will bring combination materials just for good measure. I shouldn't need them, but it's good to be careful. Twitch is the only platform that does not offer a rewind during a live stream. Could have done a slow clap, but you know, people don't have the attention span for a slow clap, so have to stick with a quick one. You know, we're on Twitch. The immediacy of Twitch requires that I do a fast clap and not a slow clap. Oh dear. He's only done 2 claps in the space of 5 seconds. I've lost interest. Must click away. Must watch something else. He's clapping too slowly. I'm going away now. I'm going to try someone else. This isn't entertaining enough. It's a pretty cool monster to mount, you have to admit. Up in the air with the Elder Dragon of Wind or whatever that, no. That would be Kushala. You fucking bastard! How did you fuck that up, seriously? That was a very quick knockdown. I didn't start shooting immediately because I wanted to aim for the horns, but I don't know if the horns and the head are a separate hit zone. Probably. I couldn't be sure personally. But I think the horns, if they are a separate hit zone, should be pretty similar to the head. At least in terms of physical damage. Elementally they might be different, but... there you go. Unfortunately I was stuck in gunpowder infusion there and wasn't able to do a side roll out of the way. Oh, it's so good to have height sensitivity with my aiming here. As opposed to, I guess, every Monster Hunter game before Monster Hunter 4. I think 4 was the first to have high sensitivity for gun aiming. Okay. And I'll take this as a supernova opportunity. Very good. Good flinch. Yes, yes. I don't think he's going, or she is going to last very long. Yeah, there's the... Wow, we're already at the health threshold where she does that rather pained roar. Moving into, well, I didn't really need to do that, but I may as well. But yeah, that is something that takes place at a particular health threshold for the monster. I would say it is the final third of her health, that would be my guess. I don't think it would be the final quarter. But, yeah. We are getting towards the end. Already. We have done good damage today. Then again, we've got two people running bowgun here. Can't really speak for the Chinese guy who failed the mount before, but... Oh, he's got a chance to redeem himself. Let's see what he can do. Oh, I'm looking for my whiskey. Here we go. Come on, mate. Can he do it before I finish pouring my whiskey? Yes, he can. Well, I technically finished pouring it, but I didn't finish putting the lid back on and all that business. Well, sub 5. Don't know why you can't immediately skip the death scene of the Matsu, but... yeah. That was a quick hunt. I think it would have been faster without the mount. Personally, I think the mount actually prolonged that a bit. Well, I guess I have to do one more hunt, because that was over and done with faster than I was expecting, when I had previously said that this would be my last hunt. I think I said that. I was meaning to say it, and if I didn't say it, well, don't worry about it, because it's not going to be my last. Oh no, what I said was that I would aim for the 2-hour mark, which... and again, I don't know if I said that this would be my last hunt, but, you know... Having said that I was going to aim for the 2-hour mark, it probably served to communicate at least that much, but... no, I will do another hunt. I'm not desperate to have it be right on 2 hours, I just was aiming for a minimum But if it goes beyond that, then whatever is necessary, I don't mind. That was a high rank Amatsu. Shit, I didn't know. Well, that explains why it was so bloody fast. Fair enough. That was a high rank Amatsu. I'm disappointed. I was pretty impressed with the team damage, and then it turns out it's actually high rank. Oh well. Too bad. Don't do that, you fucking fool. Alright, let's look for Exchanger again. I think I successfully got it last hunt, didn't I? I do believe so. You would think I'd pay more attention, but I don't. Lovely. We'll be at 871 after our next hunt. I'm not sure what the next quest will be. I'm hoping that it's not Amatsu. But it may very well be, because both Evangel and Hollow wanted to do the same quest, so... I'm going to tell you this. If it's high rank Amatsu on the board again, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm not doing 2 high rank Amatsu. They were lucky enough to have me for 1. So... Oh... No. No, I'm not doing high rank quests. I'm sick of it. Tinderella. That's not funny. That is not funny. I don't know why you would name your hunter Tinderella. It's actually like it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it's so like that is going to be so. That's not going to age well. Nothing about that name's going to age well. It's so current. I hate it. Oh, Tinderella. It might make a very specific group of people in this world laugh. What is that name? Well, I'll join. Tinderella, for fuck's sake. This guy's hair is bloody glowing. Look at that. Oh, he's got full GX Fatalis. Pretty reasonable setup there. As you would hope, given the hunter rank, but... yeah. Not too impressed about the weapon. The weapon is not the most inspired, but... I'm not necessarily here to cast judgment, but... thought I may as well say what I was feeling. Look at this guy. Oh, he second-guessed himself. He was like, no, maybe I won't post a quest. Or maybe I will. Look at this fucking guy. He wanted to, and then he second-guessed himself, and then he actually couldn't help himself. Is he gonna get kicked? Please kick him. Do the right thing. Don't yield to his stupidity. Why do you yield to him? Why do you do that? You don't deserve it, or rather, he doesn't deserve your assistance if he just joins a random room and posts his own quest before establishing what's going on. Like, why do you humor these people? All it does is encourage their behavior. Fuck. Like, Okami is probably thinking it's harmless, and in some ways it is, but in my opinion, it encourages bad behavior in the community. Now that that guy has had a successful experience going into the room and posting before anyone else can, he's going to keep doing that. This is how this shit is perpetuated. It's by having lazy people, like the host of this room, just going, oh yeah, okay, well, may as well. Well, you're only serving to worsen the state of the community, so consider that for just a moment. I don't know what I should use here. Maybe I'll use... No, he's not weak to dragon. What's this? I never use that. Let's use Wrathflame Ubernova. What is going on? What? I've never seen something so dysfunctional in all my life. I mean, I've seen some pretty dysfunctional community interactions, but that's fucking ridiculous. So why did he... So he departed on the quest. Was it an accident, or did he do it intentionally? I think he did it intentionally. But why did he leave the room instead of just abandon normally? See, Okami, this is what you get by humouring these people. This is exactly what you get. Now, don't you leave thinking that we're not here, because we are. Well, I am at least. I can't speak for this guy, but I'm here. So you'd better not now leave thinking that there's nothing to do here. This community is like two brain cells trying to achieve a coherent thought. It's like watching the world's slowest computer try to perform a basic action. That's what it's like watching this community interact. I'm gonna be real patient. I have really shown He's another person to be accommodated by the supremely accommodating Okami, not Okami, but Okami. Oh. I can't believe what I've just seen. What the fuck is this? May I choose a mission? This is the first time in 3 years of playing this game that I have seen a person enter this room and actually ask permission to post a quest without just choosing it. He asked twice, but you know what? Yes. Yeah, you can post, and just post. Fuck Okami. I hate that guy now. You can post, my friend. Thank you for help. Look, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You know what? This guy deserves our help. He might be using full adult car, but I don't care. He knows how to interact. He's probably got limited English, but he's making an effort. He understands that it is good courtesy to establish what's going on in the room, ask permission before just lazily posting and then praying people help him. You know, he's actually putting effort into it. Which is more than what the vast majority of this community can say. And I have respect for this guy, good on him. So, there you go. I suppose I will stick with Charge Blade. I don't know why I chose Charge Blade in the first place, but I may as well use that. I will not still be playing. I am going to have this be my last quest. I'm not going to be awake for much longer, honestly. Oh, a little longer, but... yeah. Alright. So... I think I'm ready to go. This guy's a bit flaky. Okay, he's back. For a second I thought he went AFK again. He's also Chinese. I think this whole community is Chinese. Which is fine. It's the language barrier that bothers me. I'd rather not be able to talk to people and have people to play with than have no one to play with. So, that's fine. But even then, as I said, this guy made an effort to communicate, which is great. Shut up, monkey. Silence, ape. That Apsaros nearly hit me. Get the tail tip. I think the tail tip's a good elemental weak point. Why did you not follow up with a fucking charge slash? It's not how I wanted that to go. Oh dear. Unfortunately that wasn't aimed at me, so I rolled into it. That is not very nice. You're a bit fast on the trap, but sure. At least we're all here. Better to be fast in this case, I agree. I'd like to get my files up a bit, but... God, these Apsaros are so annoying. Whoa! That was a bit creepy. It was like a phantom impact. Alright, if we're going to place down a trap, can we at least commit to it? I don't need to trap him right now, I really don't. But if you're going to put it down, let's commit to it. Oh my god, there is a collective laziness at play. And look, as a result, they're barely in position to make use of this. What am I doing? I'm doing this. Here we go. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to get up another red charge here. I did not approach that well at all. That was not well done. Something else that wasn't well done was that. There's literally nothing I could have done. There was nothing I could have done there. That was the ultimate combo. I hate Blangonga more than I hate this. I would say that Hyper Blangonga, in particular, I dislike. I don't hate Rajang, I don't have an issue with him. I don't particularly like him. I've never really liked Rajang. Oh, shit. I've never really liked Rajang, but I don't hate him too much. Blangonga I find to be insufferable, particularly the Hyper one here in this game. I think Hyper Blangonga was a mistake. I just hate the monkey monsters. What you might be remembering is me saying that the monkey monsters are my least favourite monsters, which is absolutely true. Generally speaking, yes, I hate the monkey monster. So... obviously that would mean that I'm not much a fan of Rajang. I enjoy his history. And I think they've done well with him as a monster. I think in terms of how he's been designed, it's been pretty good. He really likes me today, I don't know if you've noticed, but he really likes me. Or really dislikes me, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, I wouldn't exactly identify as a Rajang fan, but I wouldn't say that I'm super against him either. And for all my hate of Blangonga, I actually like Copper Blangonga. He was an interesting subspecies. I enjoy him. Please stay in one place. Thank you. Well, I couldn't really do much in that situation now, could I? I used Energy Blade when you weren't even attacking. You weren't facing me or attacking, and then by the time I was done with the animation... Well, before I was even done with the animation, he'd already turned around and swung his fucking fist in my direction, so... Yeah, there was nothing I could do. I'm not liking this fight. I'm doing my best. I'm doing whatever I can. Rip a shield, please. Good. I was worried that he was going to do something to prevent me from making use of Ripper Shield then. Well, prevent me from actually hitting him with Ripper Shield. Oh, fuck off. Why would you... What's the point of this? What's the... What? Why? Are you trying to suggest that you approach Monster Hunter from a mathematical standpoint? That's the most juvenile way to communicate that I've ever seen. I mean, don't mind me, I'm always complaining about auto shouts, but that's just dumb. I don't know what the shouts are for in terms of the actions taken, but... Oh, fuck off. Probably the use of Hunter Arms. I'm really concerned about the team right now. I will admit, I'm not really comfortable with fighting Rajang with a charge blade. I feel a little bit vulnerable. Fighting Rajang ranged is not a problem. But yeah, see, I couldn't even turn around and pull out my shield fast enough. I do feel vulnerable. I feel like I can't really do anything to him. Okay, I flinched him, but... Oh, please get this off. Hey! I mean, I took a hit as a result, but that's basically every attack. If I succeed in hitting him, I basically take a hit back. Ooh. Yeah, only 2 slams when he's not enraged. Fortunately, it caught my follow-up there. Sometimes it just doesn't. I blame the game, actually. I was having the same problem with my PS4 controller. Sometimes it wouldn't recognize that I was holding circle to go into a charge attack. Hello, A-Gaming. This is my last quest, so you joined somewhat late, but at least you were able to join. I was holding my shield up and that still wasn't good enough for you, Rajang. Still wasn't good enough for you. Don't you dare combo me, you motherfucker. I am quite sad to hear that you're one of those people who needs coffee in the morning, but do as you like. Oh my god. That is one of the rudest ways to attack a team that's following you. Oh. I thought I was Fireblood because I'm being an actual idiot. Right. Nobody needs coffee. Nobody needs coffee. It's nice every now and again, but then when you need it to function, it's a bit sad. People only need coffee when they become actually physically reliant on it. Alright. Well, 16-hour shifts are no fun, I will admit. I will admit. Is that typical? A 16-hour shift, I don't think is legal in my country. But, I mean, it might be, with some serious overtime, but, yeah, I think technically not legal. Maybe it's legal, but, yeah. I don't think it would be legal to expect a person to do it. I think a person can do it if they so choose, but I don't think it's legal to expect that of an employee. But anyway. Armed security. Well, it would be certainly hard to work in a security job without any arms, because I'm not a very funny person, so I can't really carry a joke to its conclusion without laughing or smiling or anything like that. I live in the United States of shit. Well, you have my condolences, but yeah, 16-hour shift should never be necessary, but you do what you do. 16 hours or more is common. Well. I'll leave it there. It speaks for itself. I suppose you are one of the few people who actually probably need coffee. I think I stole his wake up. Oh, I wonder if I stole his wake up. It would have been so close. Could have been anyone's wake up. I think he just slightly got it. His blade began moving before mine made contact. But I think mine made contact just slightly before. It was very close. $20-hour shift, 6 days a week. Hello? What? That can't be right. 120 hours a week? No. In what profession? What is going on over there? You know, the only people who work that shit in our country are the people who are illegally exploited, who are generally not from this country. What? Okay. I can't believe that. That's... A 20-hour shift is not... Hello, Branderman. I'm sorry to say that you have joined at the close of my live stream. Basically, this was the last hunt that I was doing, and we are talking about people essentially as enslaving themselves for work. Which is sad, but people seem to do it. Well... No person, listen, Vernon, no person should have to work 20 hours, 6 days a week to pay the bills. If that needs to be done, there is some serious inequity. And that's actually fucked up. That's normal here in the US. What? I'm just gonna leave it there. I have a lot of things to say about the US that a lot of people wouldn't want to hear, but it's, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised. I can't believe that. That's some shocking shit. It's sick. Anyway, aside from that rather cold reality check, I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you when I'm next live. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I should be live tomorrow, but not in Monster Hunter. I'll probably just do this one Monster Hunter recording. I will do Sonic 06 at some point. I haven't mentioned that on camera, although it was mentioned in my Discord server. I will be doing Sonic 06, if only for your entertainment, and not so much for my entertainment. I think I will be severely regretting my decision to play the game, because it's a terrible game. I know it's a terrible game. I'm not picking it up thinking I'm going to have a blast. I'm picking it up knowing that it'll be entertaining for you to watch me suffer in what is no doubt one of the worst games of the 2000s. But, you know, I'm going to do it. Whether or not it'll be this weekend, I haven't really confirmed. Within myself, more than anything. Whether or not I'll be doing that, but I will be doing it at some point soon. It might be tomorrow or the day after, or it might be next week. I just don't know, but we'll find out. What's the Discord link? Jeez, you want it already? My Discord's usually a private community for my repeat viewers, but if you'd like it, I can send it. May as well. I mean, you don't have to join it, but if you want to join it and you have the intention of joining in the future, in one of my live streams, then you're welcome to join. I mean, I generally don't refuse a request to send the link, but it's not something that I just have sitting out in the open for anyone to click on and join, because then it's sort of like opening the floodgates to whatever the hell wants to slither in. But yeah, hold on, let me just get an invite link, and then click it if you want. Don't click it if you want. And then there you go. Hey gaming, I don't need to be told that. You have been present on many occasions when I have expressly stated that my Discord is not a public Discord. So no, I don't want to post the Discord link in my Twitch settings where people click on my name, etc, etc. And to do so would be to quite successfully destroy my Discord. But anyway, I do thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time I'm live. Bye bye for now.